Hello there everyone, I'm Adam Cleary, your unproblematic fave, and just in case you've been living in a cave on Mars for the last few weeks with your fingers in your ears going la 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 la, it's the Royal Rumble this weekend. For all the accusations about Raw 25 dropping the ball, one thing that kind of got missed in it all was the fact they didn't really announce any new participants for the Royal Rumble. In fact, heading into the men's event, we've only got 17 confirmed participants, and that means that nearly half the field is going to be surprise entrants. Now, obviously, I'm going to get to speculating wildly in a moment, but let's quickly just recap who we've actually got in the Rumble. John Cena, Finn Balor, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, Elias, Baron Corbin, Matt Hardy, Bray Wyatt, Aiden English, my boy Rusev, Titus O'Neil, Apollo Crews, Kofi Kingston, Big E, Xavier Woods, Ty Dillinger, and the brand new WWE Intercontinental Champion, The Miz. So that leaves us with 13 spots for other roster members, returning legends, and brand new arrivals. But who could they be? Well, my name is Adam Cleary, and I've got a theory. Loads of them. Alright, so we set the counter at 13 and work our way back from there. Now, I do actually feel a little bit bad about trolling you all with that CM Punk entry last week, so we'll get Roman Reigns out of the way straight away. So you've only got nice things to look forward to. We are getting Reigns versus Lesnar at WrestleMania. I'm sorry if you don't want that, but it's just what's happening. The sooner we make peace with it, the sooner we can all move on with our lives. But while the destination is not in doubt, the journey still might be. You see, while the big dog is still a heavy favourite to win the Rumble itself, word from backstage is that management would rather give it to someone from SmackDown, which means hopefully that we won't get another Rumble going off the air to a hurricane of boos. Rumbles just aren't the same without some poor, unfortunate soul marching all the way down the ramp, sliding into the ring and then getting thrown straight back out before they even really know where they are. They all need a Santino Marella or a Bushwhacker Luke or a Pacitti. It was Enzo Amore last year, and yeah, that's not going to happen twice, is it? So there's no better candidate than Kurt Hawkins. The former hype bro wouldn't be anywhere near this list were it not for the last few weeks of television, but here we are, and I am absolutely okay with it. There's a chance that his feud with Rawley has already fizzled out, and yes, it was only lower card Spotlight, but that is still Spotlight. He's definitely still over enough to get a decent reaction from the crowd, so he probably deserves a crack here. I would personally have him eliminate Mojo Rawley, but what do I know? See, this rumour's been doing the rounds for a while now, and the more you think about it, the more it starts to make sense. Add to that the fact that he's been pulled from a BWP show by WWE this weekend, and the pieces are starting to line up. Yes, there's also TakeOver this weekend, and he could just be on that, and yes, they didn't see fit to give Tyler Bate this kind of spot last year, but they're definitely not afraid of giving Dunn a bit of exposure. He's been used sporadically on NXT since winning the belt. They put him over Enzo on Raw last year, so the Rumble spot is a great low-risk opportunity to increase his standing further, so don't be surprised. Look, if Ty Dillinger, who's been on television once since October, is already confirmed to appear in this, then it doesn't make any sense to not use Rawley. He's been, for better or worse, one of SmackDown's most prominent players this year, so yeah, he's in. Jinder, quite surprisingly, didn't declare himself for the Rumble on the Go Home episode of SmackDown, which has invited a raft of speculation, but he's still a cast iron guarantee for the thing. I mean, he's the belt's most recent former holder, and yes, he's just been in the US title picture, and yes, he makes you want to claw your own eyes out sometimes, but it wouldn't make sense logically to not have him in it. I can't even say with absolute certainty that he isn't winning the thing. I mean, as recently as a few months ago, he was still being talked about as a potential WrestleMania main eventer this year, so they could still do that. I mean, it's a 0.00001% chance, but that's still a chance, and tragically is still a bigger one than Rusev's got. Having spent the past 3 months in wrestling exile and quite happily running down his contract, it is now time, surely, for WWE to bring him back into the fold. Not as part of whatever the hell's left of the Cruiserweight division, but as part of a main roster push. His issues with the company were all in regards to how he was being used, and allegedly the kind of people he was being asked to put over. Now, with this week's developments, the company must surely see what a reliable, bankable, entertaining asset he is, and reward him accordingly. Now, if they're going to throw The Miz into this despite him being the current Intercontinental Champion, and also because he is a big name who wouldn't otherwise be on the card, then it's safe to assume that we're going to get Bobby Roode for exactly the same reasons, if not just for his entrance. I personally have him at number 1. Now, absolutely nobody knows what's happening with Dolph Ziggler. He's not even been so much as heard of since he chucked away the US title and walked out of SmackDown. Talk is, when he does come back, he's going to be the recipient of a huge push. And if that's true, then the best way to do it is obviously in the Royal Rumble. Why? Well, you know why, but the how is by having him in the Final 4. As far as surprise entrants go, War Dave is easily the biggest name realistically, keyword there, realistically available to WWE in 2018. Plus, we know he's already open to the idea, as he's recently revealed him and Vince have already discussed it. A few small problems with this though. 1, he is 48 years old. 2, he hasn't been active since 2014. And 3, in case you've missed it, he's actually quite a successful actor these days. So, no, yep, I think he's going to be there. Now, I flitted between definitely thinking this was going to happen and definitely thinking it wasn't, but with the news that Jason Jordan might be carrying a slight injury, I am now, yes, predictably, back firmly in the camp of this is happening. Have JJ pick up some kind of knock or get taken out on his way to the ring, and have his old dad pick up the mantle. Huge pop, instant star power, classic Rumble moment. If this was anybody but WWE, you would call it a no-brainer, but yes, Braun Strowman will wrestle for the Universal title elsewhere on the show, but out of everybody else involved in another match, he seems the most likely to still appear in the Rumble. Look, let's review. He's Raw's hottest act. Nobody is getting crowd reactions like he is at the moment, and I'm sorry, but Brock Lesnar is a dead cert to retain, so it would make no sense not to put your most eye-catching star into the year's biggest spectacle. One of two things is going to happen at this year's Royal Rumble. Either, number 1, the number 30 entrant is Daniel Bryan, or number 2, the number 30 entrant gets booed to or number 3, he's in it but at a different number, but that's not my narrative. His odds have been slashed dramatically, not just to appear in it, but to actually win the thing. Now, what they could be planning there, other than doing Bryan versus Styles at WrestleMania, which obviously I wouldn't be able to watch for the sheer scope of the erection that would be blocking the screen, is anybody's guess. Regardless, I don't think anybody has been this short odds to win and then not even appeared full stop. So, he's in it. So there you go, the full 30 for the 2018 Royal Rumble. Let us know who you want to see in it and who you want to see win it by leaving a comment below, and obviously don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Better yet, do join us on Sunday night for the Royal Rumble raffle livestream, where I will be absolutely ruining Jules' life. Until then, I've been Adam for WhatCulture.com. I'll see you soon. So that was our video. Thank you for watching. Please do feel free to click on anything happening around my head, or something terrible might happen to this dog. Is that you too sweeting me, bro? Ugh. Disgusting. That's really bad.